Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we're unpacking a viral financial claim that's been making absolute waves online. We are looking at what I like to call the 15-year loan hack. Now, is it real or is it just some, mathematical fantasy? Let's jump right into the source material and separate the myth from the reality.
Buy a house, a car, an airplane, and don't pay it back. Okay, our source material, a breakdown by Professor Guru Brar, literally opens with this totally sensational hook. I mean, it paints this picture of a zero-payment wonderland where you can just acquire massive assets, literally an airplane, and somehow completely skip the bill. Now, as a focus learner, your radar is probably going off right about now. You're thinking, yeah, right, this sounds absolutely way too good to be true. And honestly, you are completely right to be skeptical. But as we'll see, the source uses this extreme clickbait hook just to reel us in before dropping a highly structured mathematical strategy. So your natural next thought is probably something like, okay, how on earth is this 100% legal and, how does it keep you out of jail? The source explicitly promises that this strategy is entirely within the bounds of the law, carrying zero risk of a prison sentence. By assuring us right out of the gate that this isn't some shady underground tax evasion scheme, the creator validates our skepticism and clears the path for the actual, totally legal financial logic.
Well, to understand the hack, we first have to look at the baseline scenario, the 25-year setup. Imagine just an average person taking out a standard loan, let's say for that dream house or car we mentioned earlier. To make the monthly payments seem manageable on paper, they stretch the loan tenure out to 25 years. I mean, that is a quarter of a century. For most of us, a 25-year debt literally feels like a financial life sentence. You're locked into this rigid repayment schedule, practically handcuffed to your bank for decades. This is the daunting, everyday reality that the creator is actually trying to hack. So how do we break out of this 25-year cycle? Right. Here is where the actual strategy kicks in. The standard bank's rule expects 12 EMIs, or equated monthly installments, a year. That's exactly what the bank expects from you, right? 12 months, 12 payments. But the source proposes a smart rule, paying 13 EMIs a year. Actually, wait, let's back up. You aren't avoiding paying the loan back, despite that outrageous opening quote. Instead, the very first step of this hack is simply paying one extra monthly installment every single year. You're basically injecting a secret 13th month of payments into a standard 12-month calendar. Now, I know exactly what you are thinking right now. Where does the extra money come from? And that is a completely logical objection. If someone is already stretched thin just paying their standard 12 months of bills, how on earth can an average person suddenly afford to make a whole extra loan payment every year? Well, the source material doesn't leave us hanging here. It anticipates this exact roadblock and provides a really specific formula for finding that extra cash. And surprisingly, it's based entirely on natural career progression. So the formula goes like this. Step 1, work hard. Whether you have a 9-to-5 job or a business, the baseline assumption is that you are putting in the effort. Step 2, because of that hard work, we assume your income naturally grows by about 10% annually. Basically, you're making 10% more this year than you did last year. And then step 3, this is where the intense discipline kicks in. You don't upgrade your lifestyle, you don't buy fancier clothes or take bigger vacations with that raise. Nope, you put that exact 10% increase directly into your EMI. You are funneling that bump straight into the loan to cover that extra installment and really accelerate the payout. Doing this fundamentally changes the mathematical trajectory of your debt. It's like flipping a switch. The standard path locks you in for a towering 25 years if you just follow the bank's traditional rules. But the smart strategy, it drastically shrinks the timeline. By aggressively attacking the principal balance early with that 13th EMI and funneling your annual raises directly into the loan, you completely kill the compounding interest that normally keeps you trapped. You basically bridge the gap between that wild, sensational myth we started with and an empowering mathematical reality. 15. Just 15 years. By rigorously applying the creator's rules, the extra yearly payment, fueled by your 10% annual income growth, that terrifying 25-year debt sentence is crushed down to just a decade and a half. You have effectively shaved a full decade off your loan. 10 years of compounding interest payments, 10 years of stress, completely eliminated through highly disciplined, structured repayment, rather than some kind of illegal loophole. Which brings us to the ultimate payoff, full maj. According to our source, this basically translates to the ultimate enjoyment and total freedom you experience when you finally beat the bank's timeline. Because you paid off a 25-year loan in just 15 years, you have literally bought back 10 years of your life. For the rest of that time, the source says, you get to experience this full maj. It's the psychological reward of pure financial discipline. You aren't just saving money on interest here, you are literally buying back your own freedom.
It's a real game changer. So it turns out that sensational never pay it back claim was really just clever framing for a super disciplined, aggressive repayment strategy. By accelerating your payments using your annual income growth, you buy back a whole decade of your life. Which leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question. What will you do with your 10 free years? Will you travel the world, start a new business, or maybe just enjoy the immense peace of mind? Really think about the true value of that bought back time. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.